Hello, first grade. Welcome to Social Studies with Miss Conley. Today we're going to talk about the roles and the responsibilities of people with authority in the home, school, and community. What does role mean? Role is an expected behavior in a certain situation. So the role of a firefighter would be to put out fires. Here are our vocabulary words for this lesson. I'm going to say the word and you're going to repeat after me. Responsibilities, roles, mayor, city, suburban, and rural. What is a mayor? A mayor is a government worker that makes sure our city or town is a great place to live. A mayor is somebody you vote for in and out of office. City. A city is a large community with lots of people, schools, and businesses. So in this picture in the background, you can see the city with the big tall buildings. If you've ever been to downtown Raleigh, that is a city. Suburban. Suburban is the residential area outside of the city. So it's where homes are outside of the city. And rural is where there are few people and lots of open land. You might say it's the country. Before we begin our lesson today, we're going to think about these questions. Who sets the rules in our community? Who are the authority figures in a community? We know that a mayor is an authority figure in our community. He's a government worker. Let's go ahead and watch this video exploring your community and its workers. You're going to stop it at 7 minutes.
Yesterday, my city held a community day.
I learned all about the different workers that make my city so great. What is a community? What are the basic types of communities? And who sets the rules in a community? A community is a group of people living and working together in the same area. Your town or city is a community in your state. People in communities help each other. By working together, community members can solve problems that are too big for one person to solve alone. People can choose what kind of community they would like to live in. Communities come in all different sizes. Some people, like me, like to live in cities. A big city has many people living in it, and people usually live close together in apartments or small houses. Cities have lots of variety. There are many different types of stores, restaurants, schools, and banks. Oftentimes, cities have lots of companies and businesses that provide jobs for people. Some people want to work in a big city, but don't want to live there. Instead, they live nearby in a suburban community. Suburban communities have stores, schools, and banks like cities, but these communities are not as crowded. In suburban communities, many people live in neighborhoods with individual houses or small apartment buildings. These communities often have land like parks and lakes where people can gather and relax together. Rural communities are small, with lots of open land or farms. Rural areas often have only a few buildings and businesses. There are fewer people too, so there are fewer stores, schools, and banks. Many people who live in rural areas have jobs in bigger communities. In order to run smoothly, every community has to have rules and laws that everyone must follow. A law is a rule set by the community. But who decides what rules and laws a community should have? A government is a group of community members that sets the rules and that helps the community keep going. People in the government make all kinds of decisions about how to make their communities better. A mayor is an example of a community government worker. A mayor is the community leader who makes sure that your city or town is a good place for people to live and work. A mayor meets with many people and tries to solve problems. He or she also works with other community leaders to make decisions about schools, buildings, parks, and libraries. Let's review what we know about communities. Question 1. What do we call a large community that has lots of people, businesses, and schools? A. City. B. Park. C. District. D. None of the above. The correct answer is A. A city is a large community with lots of people, schools, and businesses. Question 2. What do we call a community with fewer people and lots of open land? A. City. B. Region. C. State. D. Rural. If you answered D, you know that a rural community has fewer people with lots of open land. Here's question 3. Who is the government worker who makes sure that our city or town is a great place to live and works to solve problems in our community? A. Teacher. B. Bus driver. C. Mayor. D. Nurse. If you answered C, you know that the mayor makes sure that our city or town is a great place to live. Who keeps people safe in our community? Keeping citizens safe is important. Police officers in a community help keep people and neighborhoods safe. They make sure that people follow laws and keep alert to stop crimes from happening. But if a crime happens, it is police officers who will investigate and solve the case. Police officers are like the caretakers of the community. They talk to many community members in order to build good relationships and solve problems. They wear special uniforms and drive special cars, so people in the community know who they are. Firefighters also help keep the community safe. They help by protecting people and property from fire. Firefighters put out fires, which is very dangerous work. During a fire, there's often a lot of smoke and flames. Fires are unpredictable. It is hard to know what they will do next. Sometimes, when a building is on fire, its walls can cave in and its floors can burn out. Firefighters have to be careful so they don't get hurt. They must work together to fight the fire and stay safe. Special gear is worn to help protect them from getting hurt during a fire. A firefighter's coat and pants help protect him or her from the heat of a fire, while masks and air tanks give firefighters oxygen to breathe when there is a lot of smoke. Firefighters also use hoses to spray water, ladders to climb high buildings, and axes and picks to get into and out of burning buildings. A firefighter's most important tool is the fire truck. The truck carries the hoses, ladders, and all of the other life-saving equipment needed. Firefighters are also responsible for responding to other emergencies, like accidents. In between fighting fires and helping with accidents, they must clean and repair their equipment. Firefighters also use this time to practice firefighting skills and exercise in order to keep physically fit and strong. Preventing fires from starting is another important part of a firefighter's job. They visit schools to talk about fire safety and encourage kids to visit the firehouse so that they can learn about all of the different firefighting equipment. Firefighters are always ready. Did you know that the doors to the fire trucks are left open and that firefighters keep their gear close by so they can get fully dressed in about 30 seconds? Paramedics are community helpers who work closely with firefighters and police officers. Paramedics take care of people when they are sick or hurt during an accident or emergency. Paramedics sometimes take people to the hospital in an ambulance if they need more medical care.
Now that we got a chance to watch the video exploring community, your community and its workers, let's go back to our questions. Who sets the rules in the community? Who are the authority figures in the community? Well, hopefully you said that some of the authority figures in the community were the mayor. That's a government leader that makes decisions and rules. Or maybe you said an authority figure is a police officer. They make sure people follow the rules and they solve crimes. Or you might say an authority figure in the community is a firefighter who protects people from fires and keeps people safe from accidents. Your assignment today is to complete the seesaw activity where you draw a picture that explains the role of a firefighter. Actually, I'm going to add this in here. A firefighter, police officer, or mayor. So you can pick. And then you're going to record yourself explaining the picture. Good luck, boys and girls!